Hi there, welcome back to Stillwater's ASMR. I am sitting in the corner of my office because the light's quite good and yeah, basically I think I've tried to turn the filter up to hide how terrible I'm looking at the moment. My hand's getting tired. I filmed a video already, but I think I'm going to delete it because it was really depressing. So I'm going to try and be more cheerful in this one. Basically, I'll give you the short version. It's been a rough few days on the croft. It's been a rough few weeks, but the last couple of days it's kind of all come to a head, and we've had a few losses. Sheep die in all sorts of creative ways. It's something that they're really good at. Normally I'm quite good at taking it on the chin and accepting it's part of being a farmer. I mean, I kill sheep for a living. It's at the abattoir. It's I accept that it's, life cycle, and you born, you die. It's kind of part and parcel, but some of them really get to you. And we lost a ewe yesterday, and it's really gotten to me. So I'm not going to dwell on it in this video like I did in the last recording I just made, because I'm not going to cry. And at least, well, not on camera. I need to have a good cry. I need to just let it all out. But I've not had the chance because I have a small child to look after. I don't have a problem crying in front of her because I think that's important, that she knows it's okay to cry. But it's more just she's at an age where she doesn't understand the concept of crying, and she's just like, oh, let's go do this. So I'll be trying to have a good cry, and she's like getting into things. So it doesn't really work. So yeah, we did everything we could, but sadly it wasn't a good outcome. And so our lambing for this year has started with the loss of a ewe and her two unborn lambs, which was devastating to say the least. Really heartbreaking. And then I found that same ewe's lamb from last year dead this morning. So she'd gone over the cliffs into the sea. So you just think, really, did that have to happen today? After what happened yesterday, it's just been like 2 days in a row of getting kicked in the guts, really. So yeah, I'm feeling emotionally pretty delicate today. Farming is hard work, like physical hard work, and sometimes it's utterly heartbreaking. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at just now. Lambing should be starting in about a week's time, and so hopefully I will have some cute lamb videos or photos for you guys in a few weeks or whatever. Hopefully. It's yeah, it's Tuesday and it's already been one of those weeks. It's only just the start of April, and I'm already done with this month. I'm trying to think what else. Like, basically my life has been revolving around that ewe that passed away yesterday. Trying to keep her alive and trying to keep her comfortable and trying to look after her and trying to do the best I can for her for several weeks now. And I keep looking out the kitchen window to check on her, and she's not there. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I've been working at trying to get everything ready for lambing time. I've been getting the lambing sheds ready. I'll be disinfecting them this week and getting the straw down and, making up everything nice and ready for them. I've already got the lambing bucket ready, so it's like a bucket. I'll maybe show you sometime. We can maybe do a what's in my lambing bucket video rather than what's in my handbag. And you know, we've been doing things like giving the sheep their vitamins and treating them for worms and ticks and fleas and all that kind of stuff, doing the kind of routine annual, well, we do it a couple times a year, but doing the kind of routine springtime treatments of that kind of stuff, and yeah, just kind of looking after the animals and busy feeding and watering. And it's been like the weather improved a little bit in kind of the middle of March. I mean, it's been atrocious all winter, windy and wet all winter, just relentless wind. None of those like nice calm frosty mornings. It's been like fairly warm, like 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. Don't ask me what that is in Fahrenheit, I haven't got a clue. But fairly like warm for winter, like it's been above frosty. So when it rained, it was rain. There was no snow until March. Like, so then in the beginning of March we had some really nice weather. Actually it warmed up, like warm, almost like summertime temperatures, and it was like nice. We had a few nice days and it was wonderful. And then it started to snow, and we've had like cold, bitter cold, and like sleety, haily snow and everything for the past few weeks, and it's a thing here. So here in Shetland, it's more likely to snow at lambing time than it is at Christmas, because the weather up here, I don't want to get demonetised, the weather up here is not a nice person. We get the daffodil gales, which, you know, the daffodils make an appearance. They're like, yay, it's springtime, and then the daffodil gales come and like crush them down. And then we get the lambing snow, just to kill all the newborn lambs. And in the summertime we get the cruise ship fog. So when all the cruise ships arrive and people come to have their little coach tours around the island, the fog rolls in and they don't see a thing. So yeah, it's not very cooperative up here. So I've got my washing machine running in the background, so I apologise if it sounds like there's like a helicopter flying overhead. It's not, it's just my washing machine on its spin cycle. I normally try not to be doing laundry when I'm doing videos, but I obviously didn't think this through. So yeah, so the weather's been atrocious. The grass hasn't come in yet, so we're kind of really struggling with grazing. It's been hard work. Why am I a farmer? Why did I pick this career choice? When we see the lambs doing their wacky races up and down the field, then I'll remember why. So yeah, it's so like, change of subject, because I need to get off of that subject because it's just depressing me at the moment. I'm like miles behind in my studying, so everything's going on. That's okay. I'll become an accountant eventually. What else? Oh, channel updates. So I am planning to oh, and if you're thinking, but hang on, you do a study video every single week, I like recorded those like about a month ago, if not longer ago than that, quite a while ago. I'm about to run out of my backlog of study videos, so I did a question online asking about the study, because I went ahead and just bulk recorded a bunch of study videos, but tried to like mix them up, and so there'd be like a no talking one, and there'd be like an audible whispers one, and one with like me, apologies, one with like me eating, that kind of thing. I'm trying to mix it up. And there might have been like sorry, my hands on the camera. There might have been like a computer one, I think. And then I did a poll online to ask you guys sort of what you preferred, and I think mostly it's come up like if I'm actually doing whispers. There's a couple of people who prefer the no talking, so I'll maybe just every so often throw one of those in, but I'll kind of do more of the whispered ones. Also because it's more natural to me, because I do actually talk to myself while I'm studying, so it's easier to do like a whispered video when I'm genuinely studying. It's more natural. It's legit. I'm one of those people. And I'm seriously thinking about so ages ago somebody asked me how people could support my channel, and I don't have like a PayPal link or anything like that because you have to put like your full name, and while I've shared my first name, I don't really want to be putting my surname up right now, kind of thing. Like I don't want folk knowing my full details because I've shared a lot of information like where I live and stuff, and I didn't want to be putting up too much information. So I created a Patreon, but at the point in time when I created the Patreon, I was struggling to get content up, like recorded and uploaded regularly, and I didn't feel comfortable like doing Patreon exclusive content folk have to pay for if I wasn't uploading regularly for my normal subscribers. And so I just had a tier of like support me financially but you don't get any benefits, which understandably nobody has signed up for, which I don't blame anybody because that's like a lot to ask. But now that I feel like I'm uploading more regularly, I am considering. I've also noticed, so there's Patreon, and then I've also noticed like YouTube have like their members thing, and so you can basically do the same thing as Patreon, but just on YouTube. I don't know, like the YouTube one I think will be easier because I think it would then, like the Google ad revenue I get from monetizing my channel, I think it would basically just go into that and I get paid in one, you know, so rather than having like multiple different places where I'm getting money, I think it would just come from that same place. I need to double check, but I'm torn because yeah, I'll need to look into it anyway, look into the options and basically do start doing either YouTube members or membership thing or like Patreon and actually have tiers where you actually get stuff rather than like give me money for nothing, which I feel really cheap. So I was basically thinking of either once a month or probably once a month to start with, possibly build up to once a fortnight, have exclusive content for, I'm gonna call them the Patreons, and then maybe do like shout outs and videos, or I really love, I think it's Ting Ting ASMR. She's not uploaded any content in a while, which makes me sad, but that's fair enough. But she would like just whisper the names of her Patreons at the end of her videos, and I used to love that. Good ASMR. Or yeah, that sort of thing, and or like give you guys the option, like so someone's become a member or a patron or whatever, they get to have a say in what the the Patreon exclusive content is every month. So I can maybe give them like an option to vote or something, and give a few options, and then or they can put in requests within reason. So that's kind of what I'm thinking to do, and yeah, kind of create more income out of my channel, but at the same time actually have something to offer for it, because as I said, I only created Patreon because somebody had asked like how they could support the channel, and I was like, well, I don't have anything on there, so it feels a bit cheeky being like give me stuff when there's nothing, you're not getting anything back for it. So I'm gonna kind of look into options of like ideas and stuff. I might do like a poll as well of being like, what kind of things would you like to see from like a membership or like a Patreon? Like, what perks would you actually appreciate? I've also contemplated doing things like live videos. I'm thinking I might have enough subscribers now to start doing those sort of things, because you kind of need that. Well, I guess you could have a very small, quiet live stream thing. More intimate if there's less people. Sometimes small parties are just as good as the big ones. It's a bit like the second night of our wedding. We chose to have 2 even, like, so we had the wedding. This is for my second wedding, second marriage. That probably makes more sense. We had on the Friday we had the like the wedding ceremony in the kind of late morning, or was it the afternoon? Was it maybe early afternoon? Yeah, right after lunch, I think. I can't even remember. Anyway, we got married, and then we did like the photos and stuff, and then it was like, you know, small numbers at the wedding ceremony itself, and then like only like kind of immediate family, like small numbers at the meal, and then we had like a big party in the evening, and then the next night we had another big party in the evening, and so the first night was more like traditional Scottish dancing with, you know, like a fiddle and a accordion type band, so kind of traditional Scottish dancing. A Ceilidh, a proper Ceilidh. And then the second night was a DJ and just like bad dancing, you know, your sort of dad dancing kind of. And we'd invited more people to the second night than we had the first night, but tons of folk didn't turn up. And at first I was a bit kind of like bummed, because like we'd invited all these people and there was more people we wanted to invite, but we didn't because we hit capacity for the venue. But there was like all these people we felt obliged to invite, like work colleagues and neighbours and all that kind of stuff. And there was like friends who we actually wanted to invite that we couldn't because we'd already hit capacity. But so at first I was like really bummed, and then I thought, you know what, no, I'm not going to let this spoil the night. And actually it ended up being good, because the smaller numbers meant it just felt more intimate, and we were able to get up and just make idiots of ourselves on the dance floor and have a really good time without being paranoid about like what folk were thinking of us and stuff. And we had a blast, like absolute blast. So I was like, oh well, anybody who didn't turn up missed out. We had a really great night, and we'd managed to get like a late license, so it went on until, was it 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning or something. It was a good party. So yeah, it was good fun. Complete. My arms are getting tired from holding my phone up. Complete sort of digression there. I'm trying to think what else. Trying to think. Staying on positive, cheerful topics. I said I recorded like almost like a whole video, and then I was like, this is just really depressing. So I think I'm just gonna like not upload that, because nobody wants that. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you do want to hear the full depressing story. In which case, let me know. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else exciting? I feel like when I stop and think like, well, what did I do like last week, and like what's been going on in my life, and I'm like, I genuinely haven't got a clue. Like, I don't know where my weeks have been going. It's just been hectic. But my daughter and I, we did colouring in today, and we built Duplo, and it was really nice. She's currently down having her nap, and thankfully the washing machine's finished, so that's good. It'll be a bit quieter now. Tumbleweed moment. Yeah, so I might do like a live video, maybe like a Q&A or something at some point. I would need to figure out when would be a good time to do it in terms of, my daughter's bedtime and like time zones and stuff. Yeah, I don't know how that would work. Because, well, like, unless I was like kick my husband out of the room or something. Not the room, but like, because he, like, the living room's right off of my office where I normally do my recording and stuff, so that would make it kind of tricky. Poor lad, he's been really flat out busy. Our bathroom has been getting refurbished for about a month and a half now. We're getting there, it's so nearly finished. The floor finally got finished last night. We were like planing bits off the bottom of the door so it would shut at like 10 o'clock last night. And we've got a working shower now, which is nice. Although you maybe wouldn't believe it looking at the state of me right now. I took a shower the other day and I forgot to brush my hair afterwards. And then went to bed with wet hair that hadn't been brushed, and it's like, I just don't have the energy to deal with that right now. Yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, realities of life as a mother of a toddler and a farm and everything. You're just kind of like, priorities, it's not up there. It's not there at all. One like random thing of kind of note. So I did videos recently. Hang on, I'm just trying to like move that because my arm is actually going dead. I'm trying to hold the phone differently. A while back I did like a video going through the Joe Brown catalogue, and I've had another one arrive, so we're probably going to go through it. But I ordered some of their clothing from Next in the sale recently, and I was really disappointed by the quality of it, because I was thinking it was going to be like thick garments, like they looked like they were going to be like feeling quite good quality and quite thick and everything, and they were really like thin and flimsy and didn't fit well and just were really disappointing, which was disappointing. So yeah, I was a bit like bummed out by that, but oh well, that's what happens. I realised, so I've been doing like a lot of decluttering, like, sorry, I'm trying to get comfy. I'm leaning against a bookcase and it's not the comfiest things. I've been doing like a lot of decluttering. I have done multiple passes at my wardrobe and I have gotten rid of so much clothing. I'm being really brutal about if it doesn't fit really well, if it's not really comfortable, if it doesn't like flatter me or make me feel good, it's gone. And I've been like, or even if it's just, I mean, it might fit and be comfortable enough and flattering, but it's just not something I would wear. It's gone. And I've been so brutal getting rid of like so much stuff, like my wardrobe, apologies, like the clothing I have now, bearing in mind, so I have to have a bunch of clothing for wearing around around the croft, around the farm. So I have like a bunch of like joggy bottoms and like baggy old t-shirts and like hoodies and stuff for wearing around, getting sweaty and minging and covered in mud and who knows what else. So like that is a bit of my wardrobe that like will always be there. Like I need to have like rubbish clothes for wearing around the farm, but like my clothing I don't wear nearly so much. So like if I'm going in like to stay at so I have the outdoor craft stuff, and then I have the stuff I wear for like slouching around the house. which is often much the same stuff but just clean. And then because I want to be comfortable when I'm around the house, I don't care if I look not very fashionable and like I'm wearing a t-shirt that I got helping my mum declutter. It's got a big massive cat face on the front. I probably wouldn't wear that out in public because it kind of compounds the crazy cat lady image that I don't really need any help maintaining. So yeah, there'll be clothing I wouldn't necessarily wear out in public, but stuff that I'm just slouching around the house and nobody sees me, it's fine. And then I have a very small amount of clothes that actually I've decluttered so far that I need to repopulate with clothes I like. For like if I'm going visiting, or if I'm going to be going out to the shops, or like going out and seeing people and interacting with people and wanting to actually look semi-presentable, that clothing has been like whittled down to like nothing, because I just didn't like just about all of my like work wear from previously is gone, because I don't work in an office anymore, and I'm not going to work in an office, like that's not on the horizon. And I still have like a small amount of like going out clothes for like going to like gigs or like a night out, even though that's not happened in over 2 years. There is a gig coming up in June. Oh, I need to remember to buy tickets. I'm really excited about a band. I love a ska band called Bomb Scare from Edinburgh. I went to uni with the lead singer. Well, I didn't like go with him, but like we were at the same university. Before one of my exams, I was sitting. This shows how old I was. This was back before the smoking ban came in Scotland, and I was sitting in one of the canteen areas at the university, and the lead singer and one of his pals were sitting at the table next to me, chain smoking, and I was like chilling out, like the nicotine was calming me down from like the passive secondhand smoke. And I failed that exam because I think I knew more about their material than I did my own. So they're playing, and then like 2 local bands are playing, Dirty Lemons and First Foot Soldiers. So some really great Shetland bands. So I'm really hoping to go to that. It'll be really weird because I've been in lockdown for so long that the thought of like going out in a club with like lots of people, it's almost like anxiety inducing, like, but I so would just love that. And so if it's like okay to do that, then I'm really looking forward to it. So there's that. So I've got like a small amount of like going out clothes, and I've got like a couple dresses for like weddings or whatever. I've worn them both multiple times, so I should probably replace them with new dresses, but I can't be asked because I hate shopping. So basically I'm trying to I've kind of got all the sort of, I've got my nice outfits, I've got my scaffy outfits for around the house, but I just need a couple items for that kind of, just going visiting or going to the shops or looking presentable, but like not like really dressed up, but looking nice. So I've ordered a few things, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, sorry, I went on this whole tangent because there was something in particular I wanted to share with you, and I forgot what that was until just now. So I've got really good at decluttering, being really brutal about decluttering my clothing when I like pull it all out the wardrobe and go through it all. But I realised I did a big shop from Next. As I said, there was a bunch of clothing from that Joe Brown that I was really disappointed with. And then there's a bunch of other, so I got a bunch of different tops and things to try and fill that void in my wardrobe. And I had a whole heap of stuff arrived, tried it on. There was like a pair of plain black leggings and some sports bras for wearing around the croft. I was like, yeah, these fit, that's fine, keep them. But the nice tops I got, I was trying them on. The Joe Brown ones I was completely disappointed with. There's a couple of other ones that I tried on There was one, the fabric felt lovely. It was like really soft and it was really comfy and it was really flattering. But there's like a zipper that's like down the front, and where it sits like on like kind of across your collarbones and down your chest, the cold zip, because it's a metal zip, the cold zip against your skin, I was like, oh, that isn't nice. And I was like, I'm not gonna wear it if it's gonna make me feel really cold and like it's not nice to wear, because it's like rough. You know, zippers are like rough and scratchy and it's cold, and I'm like, no, I don't like that. It's like, you know, kind of a sensory thing, like, oh, that's not nice. And there's another like t-shirt that, again, it looked really good and it fit well, but the way it lay, it didn't. It looked nice, it fit well, but it just didn't feel right. And I was like, you kind of got it, it was like it was like handkerchief style, like the bottom of it, and the way the seams and stuff were. And up one side of me, I felt like there was like a draft coming up, and like my side was getting cold wearing it. And I thought, that's just gonna annoy me when I'm wearing it. That I just constantly feel like I've got this draft, and it's like, I just was like, no, I don't like that. And I had this light bulb moment where I realised that historically I probably would have kept those two tops, because so how I shop, bearing in mind I live on a tiny island in the middle of nowhere. There's no like big, there we've got like M&Co, which is the only chain store we've got up here for clothing, and then we've got like oh no, the women's wear shop shut down, so we don't even have a women's wear shop. Like, I think there's also another shop that does like designer clothing, which is out of my price range. But basically there's hardly like any clothes shops up here that you can reliably rely upon. I think Tesco's has some clothes in it, but we really struggle on the clothing front. So basically I will do like a bulk order online, order a whole bunch of things, try it all on and send most of it back, because like most of it doesn't fit. So if I could just go to a supermarket, if I could just go to like some stores and try a whole bunch of stuff on and put it back on the rack, I would do that, but I can't. So I have to order online, and then you have to deal with it, get shipped to you, and then you ship it back. I realised that what I would normally do was, when I order a big order, it'll all arrive. I then feel obligated to keep the best of the items, even if I'm not 100% happy with them. I feel like I can't send everything back. I feel like I need to keep like the best of the items. So say I've ordered 5 tops, and rather than sending, so that's what I've done, I've got 5 tops here, and rather than sending all 5 tops back, I would be like, well, I need to pick out like at least one of them that's like the best of the lot, and I'll keep that and send the rest back, even if that one top doesn't meet my decluttering criteria. So I'm applying this really strict criteria when I'm decluttering about the fit and the how comfy it is and how flattering it is. I realised, I had this light bulb moment this week, that I don't apply that same tough criteria when I'm buying things. I think especially because I'm doing these big bulk orders online, and I feel obliged to keep like a certain percentage of it. Like, it's not as if I have a number in my head that I'm like, I must keep this number of items, but I'll kind of like be like, well, I need to keep at least one of the tops, because I need a top, and like I can't send them all back, so I'll keep this one, and then I'll not wear it because it feels funny when I'm wearing it, and then in like a couple of years' time when I'm doing a declutter, I'll be decluttering that top. It's hardly ever been worn, but I'm like, I don't like how it fits and blah blah blah. So I'm doing the bold step. I'm sending all the tops back. So I'm keeping some sports bras and a pair of black leggings. And then there's an item I got for my daughter, which well, it's like a pack of 5 t-shirt bodysuit things I'm keeping for her. Everything else is going back because I don't love it. and I'm only buying clothes. I said especially like so for my wearing around the house wardrobe clothing selection. I don't have to like those. I don't have to love those. But for the clothing I'm wearing out in public, and I want to look good and I want to feel good, I have to love those items. They have to be comfortable to wear. They have to make me look good. They have to be flattering. Everything else has to go. I'm gonna have to go too, because somebody's just woke up from their nap, and they're gonna appear right here in a moment. So I love you guys. You guys take care, and I will see you in a video very soon.